I want to put gender aside for the purposes of this conversation and just show some of her sizable skill set. Here she is in her current job as senator in some of the questioning of Brett Kavanaugh and Attorney General Barr.
Are you willing to ask the White House to conduct such an investigation? Because as you are aware, the FBI did conduct a background investigation into you before we were aware of these most recent allegations. So are you willing to ask the White House to do that? And say yes or no, and then we can move on.
I've had 6 background investigations over 26 years.
Sir, as it relates to the recent allegations, are you willing to have them do it?
The witness testimony is before you. No witness who was there supports that I was there.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. Did you watch Dr. Ford's testimony?
I did not. I plan to. I plan to, but I did not. I was preparing mine.
Has the president or anyone at the White House ever asked or suggested that you open an investigation of anyone? Yes or no, please, sir?
The president or anybody else?
Seems you would remember something like that and be able to tell us.
Yeah, but I'm trying to grapple with the word suggest. I mean, there have been discussions of matters out there that they have not asked me to open an investigation, but
perhaps they've suggested.
I don't know. I wouldn't say suggest.
Hinted?
I don't know.
Inferred? You don't know. Okay.
I mean, Steve Schmidt, she's a slayer of, she's just a slayer. I mean, the skill set is unmatched.
She is a major league political talent. And let's remember something, when she debates, it will be against the incumbent vice president, Mike Pence, a morally preening sycophant who used to be a spokesperson for the cigarette industry, communicating to the American people that all was good. Cigarettes weren't bad for you at all. As a talk radio host, he stood there and denounced adultery. As a vice president, he embraces every vile principle of Trumpism at the expense of what he once looked into the camera with both sincerity and squinty eyes, telling us that he believed from the bottom of his heart and his soul. So Kamala Harris is a politician that has conviction, that has accomplishment, has faced down the best, so to speak, of the Trump enablers and cronies from her perch on the Senate Judiciary Committee. We've seen her perform under pressure. She's a world-class politician. I think Mike Pence is going to have his hands full, to say the least. And she is eminently qualified to be president on day one. She's a person with an easy smile. There's a interview where she did talking about her in-laws that just made me laugh out loud, describing how much New Jersey is in them as a Jersey boy. It was just so nice to see somebody with humor open up about their family in a normal way and to hear her laugh, right? That how nice will it be to see laughter around the highest offices in our land? There's seriousness of purpose ahead. There are hard days ahead. But to see the basic human qualities of decency and empathy and smiling and laughter and just normalcy restored to the White House. That's what Kamala Harris represents, in addition to being a world-class political talent, which I think Mike Pence is going to find out about the hard way when he has to face off against her for 90 minutes.
Alicia, there's some breaking news in the last half hour, some window into what former President Obama, who's also speaking tonight, is expected to talk about. This is from my colleague Peter Alexander, who reports that a Democratic official tells NBC News Philadelphia was chosen for former President Barack Obama's speech tonight because of Biden's ties to the state and because it's where two of our sacred texts, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, were signed. The city is in many ways the birthplace of American democracy. Fitting reminder of what's at stake in November's election. Let me just read a little bit more of this. Obama is set to stress Biden's qualifications, his work leading the Recovery Act, the Affordable Care Act, his judgment as vice president. He'll make a clear, strong, and urgent case on voting, similar to what Michelle Obama did on Monday. If you take just the talent that has been showcased so far this week, Michelle Obama, You've got the deeply personal speech that I think had a pretty profound message about the pain of the country that Jill Biden was able to tie to the pain that family has been through as a family and the resilience. You take the sharpening of the national security message that was highlighted last night and is probably expected to be repeated tonight from both Senator Harris and the former president. What has the story achieved so far, and what do you think the result will be?
You know, one of the things we know, and Cornell could speak to this even better than I can, is the fact that Donald Trump's numbers are pretty baked. So in as much as we will hear the case made against Donald Trump, that is one piece of the puzzle. And then to your point, there needs to be the case made for Joe Biden. So something that stood out to me, especially as we were hearing so much about national security, is Joe Biden's empathy, his warmth, is something we hear about over and over again. It actually was important strategically for Democrats to underline his strength, his experience in this realm specifically. So I think what you're getting is a more complete picture. You have the stakes set out, you have the risks of this current presidency, and you're beginning to see the pieces come together, the case that the party is making for why Joe Biden is the best person to move America forward.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.